All right, so Sun Wukong finally came out, or not came out, but he's on the PTS available. So we're gonna just check out his kit and the few changes that they made to him. But some are like more interesting than most other kits. He has some unique scaling with Int now, and he also is launching with Aspect. That's probably gonna come out Monday, I would assume. So first thing first, all his abilities are relatively the same as you know of old Sun Wukong. All the usual stuff: bird, tiger, ox. That's all his transformations. But one thing you will notice, just with normal gameplay, not doing anything out of the strange, his first +1 is he gets a clone whenever he falls below, I believe, 30% HP, I want to say. So as you see, there's a clone right there, and the clone can also use all your abilities, or your first two abilities, not all your abilities, but your first two abilities, and it can use and when you ult, you also get a clone still. So you can get double the clones. It has a timer of 90 seconds. After 9 seconds, it goes off cooldown. Let's see, reset cooldowns. If I step into tower while I'm ulting, you should be able to see me get 2. Okay, I fucked that up. But you can get 2 clones, believe me. And both of them can use both of your first 2 abilities. And then, okay, so that's the first change of Sun Wukong. And then the second one is going to be that he now scales off Int, if you can tell from his abilities. This scales 60, 70. They explained this that in a pretty confusing way. I don't know the exact scaling, but from what I understand is you get more strength scaling the closer they are to you, and you get more Int scaling the further away they are from you. So it decreases, strength decreases from how close they are. The closer they are, the more strength scaling. The further away, the less strength scaling. I forgot what they said they scaled it down to, but probably, yeah, like 50% of the scaling. Okay, so it just reduces. So if you're all the way at the end, it's going to do 50% reduce the damage for strength scaling, not the base. Nothing. The base is not affected by this. And then Int, the further away you do more, and then the closer they are, you do 50% less. So that's pretty much all the changes, but there's something kind of fancy with what's it called? And put on reduce cooldowns to show you with the one. So as you can see, I go like from standing here, I go to a right about there. Actually, I think if I stand right here, yeah. Oh wait, nope. I guess I can stand right here. Okay, so you can see I'm hitting all the way down there with Sun Wukong's one, right? That's the normal range. You put on all this Int, high-end items like this, you'll see I'm now extending almost to be able to hit the totem. So if I'm here, I should be able to hit, yeah, I can hit the totem here. But let's say I take off these 2 items. Oops, I used Dreamer's Idol. That was a mistake. Let me just sell Dreamer Idols. But now you can see I can't hit them because I don't have as much Int. But yeah. So the more Int you build, the longer your staff goes, and also the wider your 2 hits. Both of them scale off of it. So anything involving your staff will scale up in size the more Int you have. So this is going to be an incredible poke guy. This is literally like Thoth, but honestly, he might have. It probably is just as much range as Thoth, or it's like slightly more. But yeah. And it doesn't scale up with strength only Int, so make sure you're getting Int if you want to increase the scaling. And that's more or less all his changes. I think I covered everything. His clones can use his first 2 basic abilities. He can make a clone with his passive once he gets under 30. And now also your passive stays active as long as you have your passive stays active as long as you're under 30% HP. So that might be something to take into consideration if you're playing Sun Wukong. But that will be all for the non-aspect version. Let's go to the aspect version, toggle it on, and we'll be able to see that his aspect now is, with your 3, it has a slightly shorter cooldown, and it gives additional effects to your 2. So when you're in ox stance, so like now I can only be an ox, like no matter where I put my cursor, I could go all the way up with it. I'm not gonna fly. I can go all the way down. I'm gonna still be ox. I go in the middle, I'm still gonna be ox. And so no more tiger, no more bird if you use it. and your 2 will now knock up enemies. I don't think I can knock up totem, but hopefully. Yeah, okay, as you can see, I can knock it up now with my 2 since I'm in Ox stance. If I ult and change stances, also you can jump a lot faster now from your ultimate. Let's say I go tiger. Okay, that's a bird. I don't have the ground reticle for in jungle practice for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because on PTS and the settings are messed up. But when you're in bird stance, no matter if I go up, down, middle, whatever, you're always going to be in bird stance. Your cooldowns get slightly lower. It's kind of hard because I have reduced cooldowns, but trust, you get like 2 seconds off your cooldowns. And then ult again, like how fast you can jump out. That's literally insane. That's insane. Let's go 3 or 2 to tiger. When you're using tiger stance, you get stacking attack speed for enemies hit, I believe, by your cudgel. Yeah, so you can see the little bonus down there. You don't only 2. Okay, no, you can get more. Oh, it's only your 1 that stacks it. Oh, that's weird. How are you gonna ever get this? Oh wait, I wonder, does it if it falls off? Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't know how they expect you to keep that stacked up. I don't know. I'm not even gonna, because it's a 4-second cooldown. So in theory, you could get this up to incredible heights. That seems weird. It's stacking, but it's not like a long enough stack for you to actually stack it. Hold on, let me take off reduce cooldowns. Oops, reduce cooldowns. Make sure I'm in tiger. Okay. I'm gonna take off reduce cooldowns and see if I can get this to work. So you want like as much cooldown as possible, pretty much. Hilton's, but also having all the strength items.
Very good.
Okay. Is it a 4-second cooldown? It's not. You know what? I'm imagining that they more want you to do this than... Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That would make more sense. So, how high does it go up to? If you get all 10 stacks. Oh, yeah, you only get 40% attack speed. Okay, tiger stance 1 kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm ever using tiger stance. Like I guess if you really need a stun and you mainly are playing around your stun, you maybe go tiger stance with this, but I don't think you ever go tiger stance. Yeah, this shit is ass. this is bad. But you do get reduced cooldown on your 3 whenever you go this aspect. That's something to be noted, I guess. You know, you get 25% reduced cooldown, so not bad, honestly. And also it doesn't affect like the cooldown timer like on the thing, so it takes away it after it activates. So if you have something like pendulum, right, it should go down, right, in theory, to what it was at like 6 seconds, something like that. So 8. Like pendulum should take this down to like 2 seconds after you come out of it. Okay, less than 2 seconds, actually 1 second. But yeah, you see the point. So it's really good with flat cooldown reduction and with cooldown reduction, because this is the percentage is coming afterwards. So all your cooldown will still affect the higher number, which you want it to affect the higher number, and the percentage after affects it, blah blah. Anyways, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, this reduces these cooldown by a little bit, by 2 seconds, I believe. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Where is it? Where's Eagle? Oh, your fastest of your 3 forms, causing your non-ultimate abilities. Oops, non-ultimate abilities have reduced cooldowns. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, is it saying that? You know what? It might be saying these are reduced by 25%. Wait, let's see. Actually, yeah, that seems about right. Maybe both of these are reduced by 25%. I know your 3 is always reduced. I'm like 90% sure. Anyways, yeah, that's everything for Sun Wukong. I imagine with this aspect, you're going to mainly be using bird stance, or bird and ox stance. More so ox, just for the knockup. Just CC so good to have. Why am I in tiger? I'm bad at the game. Anyways, yeah, you're probably using the knockup stance the most. I think he's going to be a viable solo laner. I think you're probably gonna. He has pretty decent scaling, actually. I know they said they increased the damage on his 1 a little bit, so that probably is going to be good, I imagine. I would imagine it's a good. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it procs off minions. That might actually be, if it procs off minions. Okay, I can see this being actually pretty decent in lane. It could be pretty decent, I think, actually. Now with second thoughts. Then is 10 even the cap? Because I didn't see a stack cap. Sorry, I'm just really interested in this. Okay, yeah, 10's the max. Okay, 10's the max. But you can get up to 40 attack speed in lane, I guess. I still don't know if I want to use it. I guess it's going to be better for trying to out trade somebody in lane. So I guess that's when you want to use Tiger. That's when you use Tiger anyways. It's to stun someone out and out trade them. Usually late game you're using Ox a lot more and Bird just for the interruption. But I think that's pretty much everything. I imagine he's going to be a Bluestone soul laner like he always was. He has 4 damaging abilities, so you love that. You love to see it. A Bluestone character, 4 damaging ability, high scaling on the Tiger still. His 2's not as hard scaling, but his 1 has actually pretty good scaling. I think all his abilities are, no, this is only strength. I don't know if you're building it. Oh, this is also strength. I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that, because it makes it to where like you don't really want to build int on the character if his ult is not scaling from int, and nor is his 3. Makes you not want to build int, because this character, like, why would you play this character over like someone like, I don't know, like when Thoth comes out, he's just going to be objectively a better version. I don't know. I feel like you don't build int on him. You can like spice some int, like throw in some int, but I wouldn't go a full int build. You're just gonna do more damage with a strength build, because Heartseeker, like, let's see. Let's do that. That's faster. I'm gonna go like a real strength build. I'm not gonna go a starter just because you can't sell starters afterwards. I don't feel like going through that whole entire mess. So I'm just gonna go like the most damaging build I can. That's somewhat reasonable still. I would go Hydras, but I don't really want to auto attack cancel. Oh, actually, no. I guess auto attack canceling would come into effect, right? And let's say you have a Yeldrins. This is a pretty reasonable build, good amount of cooldown, and you probably potentially see this in a game. Okay, so I'm gonna reset this. Throwing all my abilities with starting with auto attack. Boom, boom. Boom, and then the ult. The clone's gonna keep going. I guess I'll wait for the clone to stop doing damage. He's going for a while. Okay, so your combo potentially has 7,000 damage with strength, right? And so, wait, does it proc Heartseeker? It does. Okay, it procs Heartseeker. I don't know, to see if it was actually accurate. Now let's go to something like, okay, gotta be in Fountain. Let's go to something like, let's go pretty good. And that was with me out even using Avatar's passive, just for consistency's sake. So it'll be a lot stronger if he had Avatars. This is auto buy, that's an auto buy. I feel like Doom Orb is almost always a buy. What would be next? Deso's definitely a buy. I don't see, no one ever goes Dreamers. It's just not as good. But I guess I'll go Dreamers just because I want Avatars. I'm just not gonna use the passive, just like I didn't use the passive for Avatars. What do I guess people go book. I gotta stack this up. It's gonna be annoying. Come on. Oh, that's laggy. Oh, you are not meant to spawn that many people in. Oh, brother. Yeah, I don't want to kill whole people with my combo. I can already tell that this is not going to do enough damage to even be close. Okay. Actually, well, I guess like wouldn't you build like Ancient Signet maybe somewhere, because it will scale better off Ancient Signet. Okay. Let's do this. Let's get my cooldowns back. Okay. All attack. Actually, you probably go Poly. Yeah, that's not fair. I think you definitely go Poly. What did I take out for Poly? What would I not have for Poly? I just don't think you ever go Dreamers. I'm gonna be real. I don't think you ever go Dreamers on mages. Okay. I think Poly also probably gives more damage because it has just some scaling. I'm thinking about going Ancient Signet, but the thing, Ancient Signet, it's not gonna have the highest like amount of damage. Probably, I'd imagine. It has the highest probably burst in the single ability or two. I guess only two of my abilities even scale off it. So, but what do I trade out? Probably this. I don't really feel like having to continually stack it up. Because you don't take out Rod, you don't take out Book, you don't take out Poly. I guess you could take this out, but then you have no cooldown in your build. And even this is hard to find in the build. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it, and I don't want to think too hard about it. Okay. Only 500? Oh, I guess I don't have a starter, right? Okay. Let's do this. That. It doesn't really matter. Right, that's how much damage you have in your kit. You're losing almost 3,000 damage, or 2,000 when this finishes, when this minion finishes. You're losing about 2,000 damage in your whole entire kit. That just can't be good. Like, sure, you have like the long range poke, but like, and this is like best case scenario for your how much damage you're gonna have. Realistically, you're probably gonna go cooldown with this build. I'm 90% sure you're going cooldown with this build. Let's see.
Very good.
Like, how much damage could you even get with a cooldown build? Probably go that for just movement around. I think you still have to go your cooldowns don't even get that low. That's, yeah, this is gonna be that's a really hard sell. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really hard sell to ever go and Wukong, but they did say they don't expect you to go full Ent Wukong, which I just don't get putting it on character then if you don't expect someone to go it. But call me crazy. Okay. Oh wait, no, I want an bird. I want bird form. Okay, bird form. So you can poke someone every 5 seconds with this. I just feel like if you want to spam, I feel like there's just better characters to do it on. Like, it still does like 600 damage, but that's, I don't think Totem has prots, so a more accurate representation would be you're doing 500, 400 damage. Like, I just don't think it's good enough. And that's like, I think max damage from that range, right? Yeah, okay, that's max damage from the range. Let's find out if, yeah, okay, that definitely was. Okay, you do 320 if someone's that close to you with this build. Like, it's just I'm just not feeling it. 473, that's not, like, that's not bad, but that's not good for you having to be this close. And this would be in bird form, so you're already getting even more reduced cooldowns, because it would be 7 seconds. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I just think you go damage Wukong regularly. It's a cool concept that you can splash something in your build, but I don't think it's ever gonna be good. Like, even a soul lane build, I don't even know if you could fit it in. I'm actually gonna go bluestone here, because it's gonna be the last thing I test. Like, you probably go like straight at first, because I think Wukong always has been good with lifesteal. You could probably even go at pendulum second, and then after this you have to actually go prot items. So you probably go like a spirit robe, depending on matchup. If you need anti-heal, you go anti-heal. If you don't, you probably want a breastplate, honestly, for cooldown. Probably go Phoenix Shield somewhere here too. You might go Phoenix Shield first, but I think Sun Wukong always has liked going a damage item if he could get away with it, just because he's so safe as a soul laner. So I think you do go double damage, kind of like what you do on Hurricane Milan, and a few other characters in soul lane. You can get away with it, like Pele solo. You can definitely get away with going 2 damage items. Maybe Darvinian Blade. I don't really know where I would go from here, but let's just say for, I don't think you go this build because you don't really have any magical. Actually, you know what you go? You probably go Onis. I think this is a reasonable build. I don't know about exactly in this order, but I think you go Spirit Robe just because it has double prots. Okay, but this is about what I would expect from your damage late game, and I don't know if you what lifesteal item you could go, like maybe if you want to add Typhon's Fang here. How much actual power would that give you? Not much. And like I guess it extends your range a little bit. It extends it a little bit, I guess, which is cool, but it's not that much. Like, well, it should usually hit around that line area, so it's extending barely any bit by that past that line. So I don't even think you go Typhons, if I'm being real. Cool thing is you can go a Vampiric Shroud build, so you can just be a healing Wukong, I guess. You go Vampiric Shroud, Typhons, and then Phoenix Shield, and other stuff like that. You can also go Soul Eater, I guess, but where did I take out my build? Pendulum. I think you do go Pendulum though, because Pendulum is just so nice. Yeah. So this will be your expected damage output. City ult, just to get a clone out. A little bit bonus damage. Okay, I guess you can technically like just kill a mage with this, but right, and like that's what I expect from like Wukong's damage is like you will be able to kill somebody. So like he's still like the same old Wukong, just not as good. I feel like just not as good, but still okay. Yeah, I just wish, I hate that they do int scaling, like, or hybrid scaling on gods so stupidly. Like I generally feel like they don't know how to. I don't know, it's just useless. If you can't actually build full int on a character, then why do they need int on them? Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, unless you're like your specific purpose is to like have their build be like a little bit more free, like that they can like splash an item in there. Like let's say like you wanted to go like Lifebinder first item, you could technically on Wukong and it wouldn't really affect you that hard. But if you're Bologna going Lifebinder first, it wouldn't feel as good, for example. So like I guess that's like their goal with this. But I feel like Wukong, if anyone, could make it work with the staff and making him like a more mid-laneable mage with aspect. I don't know. That was my opinion. But that's all. This went a little bit longer than it needed to. So I'm done. Bye.